Alright, so let's talk about the Good Shepherd. Who is the Good Shepherd? Let's go over to John chapter 10, verses 1 through 42. I am not gone. Now read all 42 verses because I think you get the picture. But I want to read you verse 11 through 16 so that we can kind of understand what the context is here. So Jesus said, I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. He who is a hired hand and not a shepherd, when he sees the wolf coming, leaves the sheep and runs away, and the wolf snatches them and scatters them. He does not care about the sheep. I am the Good Shepherd, and I know my sheep, and they follow me. I lay down my life for the sheep, and I will rise again. That is why the Father knows me as the only begotten Son, the one whom he has sent. If I do not complete my course, I cannot divide my Father's house. But you know these things by now. Okay, so who is the Good Shepherd? It's Jesus. He makes this claim. This is one of the many claims that Jesus makes in the Gospel of John, where he says, I am. And then he gives you a description of who he is. So I am the Good Shepherd. Okay, who is the Good Shepherd? No. 1. He lays down his life for the sheep. No. 2. He gives his life for the sheep. Number 3. He is willing to die for the sheep. You see, the imagery of the shepherd and the sheep is throughout the Old Testament. Psalm 23 is probably the most famous example of that. Shepherd is a picture of God and his care for his people. David, when he was a young boy, was a shepherd. He took care of his father's sheep. He protected the sheep. He led the sheep. He was the Good Shepherd. And in the same way, Jesus is saying, I am that Good Shepherd. Now, verse 12 says, he who is a hired hand and not a shepherd, when he sees the wolf coming, leaves the sheep and runs away. Okay, who is the wolf? The wolf is a picture of the enemy. The devil is a wolf, as it says in Scripture. And so the hired hand is someone who is just working for a wage. He's not really invested in the sheep. He doesn't care about the sheep. And when the wolf comes, which is a picture of when the attacks of the enemy come against the sheep, the hired hand runs away. But the Good Shepherd, Jesus, he stands in the gap. He protects his sheep. He gives his life for the sheep. He is the Good Shepherd. Are you a hired hand or are you the Good Shepherd? Do you just work for a wage or do you really care about the sheep? Do you care about the people that God has entrusted you with? Pray that God will help you to be a good shepherd, not a hired hand. In Jesus' name, amen.